Hi guys, welcome to the Global Virtual SUGCON 2021. Who do we have? We have Ben, we have Jason, we have Andy, we have Ray Bolts, and we have Brucey. We want to welcome you today. We have 24 hours worth of presenting happening. Guys,
And we
any
have Brucey. We want to
someone
welcome you
playing the
today.
piano?
We have 24 hours.
Yeah, that was Bruce. Anyways, anyone else has anything to say before we kick off our first show, guys?
Well, we're here again. Yeah, we're here again.
We're
A little bit over a year.
Yeah. So for the first session, we have the Sitecore and SaaS, the shared journey with Rob and Pieter. Let me get them added. Hey, guys. All right. We will leave you up to it to get your stuff started.
All right. Perfect. Thank you, Akshay. And of course, welcome to Global Virtual SUGCON. I want to start, of course, by thanking the organization to host such an amazing event. I've been looking, of course, at the agenda, and as always, an impressive lineup of speakers and topic. So again, a great honor for us to open Virtual SUGCON. Although the time zone for me is a bit rough, so if you look at my background, it's not my spare room, it's in a hotel because it's 2 a.m. at night and my family is currently camping, so I booked a hotel room with a meeting room just to make sure I can deliver it. But still, I'm very excited about the talk that we're going to give today. Let me start off with a short introduction of who we are and then dive in. So today I'm presenting together with Rob Earlam. Rob is from Australia, so you might know him because he has been around the Sitecore ecosystem for about 15 years. He's been working for Site for more than 5 years. He's currently a senior technical evangelist based out of Melbourne and has expertise in loads of topics. You might see him blog around DevOps and commerce, but he does a lot more. My name is Pieter Brinkman. I've been with Sitecore for a bit more than 10 years. I'm currently Senior Director of Technical Marketing at Sitecore. Which mainly is the evangelism team, the community programs with Tomasz, and then also we have the Lighthouse demo team, which is also part of technical marketing. For me, what's interesting is that it's been 10 years right at Sitecore and even longer in this web and DXP industry space. And to be honest, it's just a really amazing journey. Because if you look at the industry there and the technology space, it's constantly evolving. And today, Rob and I are going to talk about this evolution that's going on and what this means for you as a Sitecore developer or as a JavaScript developer, but also what it means for customers, new customers, and also existing customers. So we've been talking about our journey to SaaS for a few years now. Earlier this year, we released our first tangible solution, SaaS solution for content with Content Hub and Sitecore Experience Edge for Content Hub. I'm sure you probably heard the news about the latest acquisitions with Boxever, Four51 and Boxever joining the Sitecore family. And today we will talk about the thinking behind these acquisitions and about the why and where we're heading with Sitecore. So if you, like I do, follow the web and the DXP industry, you can see that the industry is moving. It's moving away slowly from platform DXPs to something called a Composable Dxp. So I want to start off with talk about a bit about what is a platform DXP and what's a Composable Dxp and what are the benefits of these two. So when we look at a traditional platform DXP, then all the different functions and features are basically bolted on top of each other in one single architecture. They're tightly coupled to each other. There might be microservices inside under the hood powering different elements, but they're not separated or standalone products. So you can only use these features when you use the full product suite. With this approach, you're buying the full stack of digital marketing solutions and all capabilities from one single vendor. And this is how Sitecore works with Sitecore XP, and also how other platform vendors work today. It's the simplicity and the complete feature set that attracts a lot of customers towards a stack like this. But on the other side, it's the complexity of hosting and the lack of flexibility that's holding others back. So if you look at Sitecore XP, we all know that we choose to build all the features natively based on our own platform. Other vendors have chosen to acquire products and stitch them together at that point. So if we then go to the Composable Dxp, that's a bit different. So here, each of the DXP features that a customer requires are individual and standalone products. The customer then builds out their own at DXP by integrating each of these different best of breed applications. So some of these different DXP components might be provided by one of the same vendor, but typically in a composable DXP, the customer is choosing products from a variety of different vendors. The composable DXP starts out with multiple content sources. This could be, for example, a headless CMS, your headless commerce solution, internal systems exposed with APIs, or any other system like a CRM that provides you content that you want to use in your experience. Then we have the content mesh. In the content mesh, you basically combine your DXP sources with best of breed cloud solutions from one or multiple vendors, composing the multiple sources and vendors to achieve that DXP feature set that's needed to drive company success. So in this API first approach, you can build your composable DXP with any technology that you prefer. So you can do this with Next.js, Vue, Angular, .NET Core. It's all about the technology freedom, not limited you in your choices. So when you're then ready to deploy your solution, again, the same thing here. You can easily deploy it to your favorite hosting vendor. So it's about the freedom of choice there. So moving on then, why to choose a composable DXP? A composable DXP provides to me the perfect balance between ease of use for the business and the technology flexibility and freedom. It provides faster time to value. The API implementation leads to increased implementations and deployments. And you only implement that best of breed solution product covering the features that you need to solve business problems that you have today. It's all about what that customer needs, right? Not what the features the platform provides you. Not having a full platform DXP provides more agility to quickly adjust to changing requirements or changes in the industry or world events like the pandemic that we're currently in. So while building out then your composable DXP from a technical side, you don't need to replace your full marketing stack. I think that's another big benefit. You can use your existing marketing stack and then integrate it in both as content or as a cloud solution. You can bring a fully tailored solution for customers using that unique combination. So it's unique for every customer because it's the combination of those content sources, the cloud applications, the technologies, the programming language, the hosting options. So all built again with your favorite technology and programming language of your choice. So it's all about the technology freedom. So if we looked at a DXP, for me, a DXP consists out of 3 pillars. It's content, experience, and commerce. So we will offer different products to solve different needs. It's all about optionality. So you can host your DXP solution in your cloud if you want to host it yourself or with one of our partners. This is great for customers that have close relationship with partners or have specific hosting and security requirements. If you want Sitecore to host your solution, you can host your DXP in our managed cloud solution. This would be a great fit for organizations that want Sitecore to host everything for them, where Sitecore will then provide additional value as disaster recovery and monitoring. And there's also the option of as a service, where Sitecore will take care of the full tech stack. This will be a great fit for organizations that just don't want to host anything. They just want a simple service level agreement to underpin the full service. They want no IT, no hosting, no scaling concerns, and they don't want to bother about things like upgrades. So in your cloud and our cloud, we have our platform DXP. And our platform DXP provides, of course, that rich feature set that we all know, and that fits many business cases. And we'll keep investing in that platform to improve it. For content, of course, we'll have then our experience manager. For experience, we have XP, and then for commerce, of course, we have XC. If we look then at SaaS, we're going to offer a composable DXP, which will provide best-of-breed capabilities in each of these 3 pillars. The SaaS solution will be fully modular, allowing customers to compose the right solution for their businesses. So if we then look at the content pillar, we will provide options for a hybrid CMS, for digital asset management, and for content operations, for example, MRM and CMP. If we then look at the experience pillar, we'll provide solutions for CDP, Customer Data Platform, for omnichannel personalization, and for marketing automation. And then for commerce, we'll provide solutions for personalized shopping, storefront and marketplaces, and order management. So we all know that Sitecore has a strong solutions for content management. And again, we'll keep innovating and improving those solutions. And then with the recent acquisitions of Boxever, Four51 and Moosend, we are extending our solutions in the experience and in the commerce pillars. So let's do a quick comparison. In the top here, we have our three main pillars and content, experience, and commerce. So let's compare Platform DXP, for example, with a truck. You can buy one of our content products, for example, XM on its own or XM with Content Hub behind it. So what happens if you want to add experience? The truck needs to back up, add the XP trailer, and drive up again. And then what happens if you want to add commerce? Again, the truck will drive back, trailer will attach, and it will get back. So this, what I'm trying to say is, with a Platform DXP, every product layer lays on top of each other. You cannot use XP on its own or XC on its own. It needs the parts before, like a truck. The trailer alone cannot drive. If we then compare the truck even deeper with a Platform DXP, there are more similarities. They both come with certain overhead. For example, a truck has an engine, and an engine needs active maintenance from experts. The same for a Platform DXP. It needs Sitecore and hosting experts to keep the solution going. Also, a truck has a driver whose full-time job basically is getting the truck to the destination. Compare that to your developer or your IT infrastructure teams that support your Platform DXP solution. Then, of course, if we look at the full truck, the Platform DXP comes with great value, exactly as the truck. When it arrives at the destination, it's full with features. But you need to plan your route carefully. It's really hard to move away from the route with such a big truck. So if we then look at a Composable Dxp, how is that then different? Well, instead of a truck, I like to see it more as Lego bricks. If you want to have content, we have options for you. Do you want experience features? Again, we have options for that. Do you want to have commerce features? We have options for that. But the key difference here is that each brick that we see here is an individual product that will work on its own, that you can purchase on its own. And however, of course, then the real power comes if you see what you can build when you start combining these bricks. And the beautiful of this is that you're not limited only to Sitecore's Lego bricks. You can basically combine Lego bricks across every API-first vendor in the industry. So what does it mean for you if you have a new customer? And again, I want to start with the answer that probably everyone always gives, but it depends per customer. Every customer is unique and has unique requirements. So there's no silver bullet to this. But I want to give you a starting point with two clear use cases for your solution. So if a customer wants an integrated or headless web experience built on top of the concepts that we all know, pages, layout, item-based modeling, including the ability to have pre-built web control tightly coupled with personalization rules, then they should use Sitecore XP, as XP will provide a complete digital marketing tool with the holistic view of the customer data, rule-based personalization, and then including that web content management features that the customer wants. With what you see is what you get, editing of the content, layout, and experience. But now if a customer wants a solution to deliver headless experience to any channel, combining best-of-breed marketing stack to deliver tailored customer-centric solutions with freedom from vendor-specific SDKs and the ability to develop to each channel in any language and any framework of choice, then the best fit here is the Composable Dxp, where our Composable Dxp will form the backbone of your digital content, experience, and commerce, allowing you to deliver headless experience to any channel, combining your best-of-breed marketing stack. So that's really nice for new customers. So what does it mean for existing customers? So the same thing again counts here, right? We need to really evaluate this per customer. So if you have a customer that has these questions, make sure you work together with Sitecore and your customer to figure out what the best fit is. But again, I just took the 3 products that you can have that we have customers in. And I want to start off with important is that you know as an existing customer that we're not going to leave you behind, right? We're going to keep investing in all the products that you currently use. There's an active roadmap in place for that. And you've chosen them for a reason, right? So if you choose it, at that point, you should continue driving that value that you're already seeing today of these products. But there's an opportunity for you to utilize the new SaaS portfolio products as well. So let's say you're using XM today, and you're utilizing the powerful web content management features that drive all your web content management needs. But now you want to add personalization. You could think about adding Boxever. Do you want to start sending out emails? Start using Moosend. Do you want to increase scaling and reduce hosting costs? Start hosting your solution in Sitecore Experience Edge for XM. Do you want to add digital asset management? You can use Sitecore Dev. Do you want to streamline collaboration across the marketing teams? You can use our content operation tools with MRM and CMP. And do you want to have e-commerce functionality? Think about Order Cloud. So looking then at Sitecore XP, so you're currently driving value for your business with the complete end-to-end digital experience platform. So you want to add a global scaled campaign site that's built on XM features. You can host that in Sitecore Experience Edge for XM. You want to add digital asset management, so improve that how you do asset management, improve the media library, Sitecore Dev. You want to streamline collaborations, you can use MRM and CMP. Then if you move over to commerce, you can also extend that. Again, digital asset management, but also Sitecore PCM, where you use product catalog management from the Content Hub product suite. So no matter which product you're using, we're not leaving you behind. With continuous investment in our platform DXP and opportunities that we provide to benefit from you on from additional products in our SaaS portfolio. So let's take a look at an example composable DXP journey. So we're going to use and take a look at an example customer who's using Sitecore XM today and how they might begin leveraging this new technology to build out their composable DXP. So in the bottom here of the screen, you see basically the customer requirements, so what they're currently looking for. Then on top, you'll see what the solution is for that. So we'll start off here with the corporate website. So this customer wants web content management solution, including what you see is what you get features. So he chooses Sitecore XM for the web content management solution, hosted on managed cloud, and they use that for page creation. What you see is what you get, editing for layout and content, for content modeling, content creation, workflow, and also media management. They publish this solution to Sitecore XM. Experience Edge provided SaaS delivery layer, removing the complexity of scaling and delivery servers. On top of that, they've built the website using our headless SDK, which again will pull directly the content and also the layout data directly from Sitecore Experience Edge. So now the customer moves on and they want to add personalization, tracking, and testing. So this is where Boxever comes into play. Boxever is a customer data platform that not only provides personalization options, but also data management, providing both historic and live customer data with a real-time CDP. It provides solutions for decisioning, providing features like next best action based on live customer actions, but also on business context. It also includes the full data-driven experimentational features, so which you can test and optimize your solution with. So next step here is they want to improve the media management. So the media management worked really well for the web channel, but now they want to improve how they do media management. They need a digital asset management solution that they can integrate with marketing technologies used, including that web content management system, but also with other marketing stack they're using. So they want to provide better tools for collaboration between teams and reduce workflows. Again, another important reason why they want a DAM is to provide that single source of truth for all their media assets, to ensure that marketing has brand consistency and brand integrity across all the different channels. So not only web, but also print, advertising, etc. So Sitecore then provides that. It will provide that full control of the assets. You have a single source of truth tightly integrated with XM, replacing basically the media library features. Next, they want to improve their content strategy. So they need tools for planning, collaboration, creation of that omni-channel content across departments. They want to have that single source of truth for all their content and assets in one organization. So this is where CMP comes in. CMP provides marketing-friendly tools that allow marketing departments to implement a centralized content strategy that will maximize the value of all their content that they create. So Content Hub products unifies content planning, production, and that collaboration for any channel, including that web channel that we have there. So when the content is planned, written, and reviewed with CMP, it's published to WordXM to use for the web channel. So CMP now, together with this DEM solution, is the single source of truth for both their content and the assets in the organization. So the customer is really happy with their content strategy that they currently have running across their marketing departments. They're creating content for all different channels, both offline and online, and they want to start expanding to other channels to create that compelling experience across all different channels. So they'll do this by publishing the content towards Edge. So Sitecore Experience Edge for Content Hub provides again that SaaS delivery layer to publish content, exposing that content with the industry standard content API based on GraphQL. So this content can be served to all the different channels that you have on top of there. The delivery layer, again, because the SaaS solution is high performing and high scalable and will enable omni-channel content experiences. The virtual assistant and a native mobile app directly will pull that content from Experience Edge, and then Boxever is in the middle to provide that personalization and tracking of all the different interactions across all the channels. So not only the virtual assistant and native mobile app, but also the web. So again, making sure that we provide a seamless, consistent experience to the consumers, which they expect these days. So the customer is now very happy with their omni-channel DXP solution, and they want to add conversions. They want to start selling products from the web and the mobile channel. So the native mobile app and the website will be extended with a commerce functionality using 451 Order Cloud headless platform. It will deliver cloud-based, API-first, headless e-commerce architecture. It really provides limitless customizations and endless freedom for growth support of the complete commerce strategy, including that Head Start toolset, what you see below, that provides customizable apps for buyer administration and also supplier experiences. As a final step, they want to move the product catalog management into the marketing-friendly tools for the business. So this is where we can add PCM and then sync the product information directly into Order Cloud. So here you now see at the end, fully built up an example of a Composable Dxp. Of course, in this example, I only use the Sitecore products because I want to highlight how our new acquired products and our current product suite can work together. But I think it's enough talking and enough slides. Let's hand it over to Rob Earlam to show this all in action.
Thanks, Peter. So as Peter said, I'm going to show a few of these products in action now. We will have time for some questions at the end. So if you want to ask those either on the YouTube or Twitch channels, then we'll come to those afterwards. So yeah, let's just dive straight in. I'm going to show you an awesome demo that's been built out by the team here at Sitecore. And it's going to show how these products can actually work together today. I'm going to start by loading up Content Hub. And we're going to start off by using a feature there called PCM, which is Product Catalog Management. So when you load up Content Hub, you get this menu on the top here. And what you'll see is you get this product section first. And this is where you can edit all your product data. So we're going to start by editing our catalogs. You can see we have a few defined, and we're going to be working with the Lighthouse Fitness catalog today. When you load that up, you're instantly shown all of the products that are basically attached to that catalog, that catalog contains. If we go into product families, this is where you can define your categories. You'll see a heap of categories in here, and so you can use the facets on the left-hand side to kind of refine the view of what you're seeing. Here you can see we have a few that are attached to our Lighthouse Fitness catalog. And today we're going to be working with our cycling category. Loading that up, you get basic category information like the name, description. We can go over to the products tab and you'll see all the products that are in that category. And you can also see the imagery on the left, which is being pulled out of Sitecore's digital asset management. So Sitecore's down. The final section of PCM is where you can edit your actual products themselves. If we load those up, this is going to list us every product we have in PCM. So it's quite a large list. So again, you're going to make use of these facets on the left to basically refine what you're seeing. We're going to start by refining by Lighthouse Fitness again, and then we're going to go into our cycling category once more. And here we can see all of the products that are in our cycling category. If we take a look at one of these products, you see pretty standard product data. Things like name, description, we can see the category that it's in. If we scroll down a bit, then we can see some other features below, basic like commercial information, so covering things like pricing. And we have stuff like packaging information, basically all the standard e-com fields that you're used to. Flipping over to the Assets tab, here we can see all the assets that are assigned to this product. And once more, these are all coming out of our digital asset management system, out of Sitecore's DAM. So at this point, what we've set up really is a single source of truth for our products. Here's somewhere where merchandisers can go and manage all of their product data and have it represented to them in a really nice way, allowing them to also leverage all of the assets they're also managing in the DAM too. But what can we do with it once it's in here? How can we start to leverage this data in the other systems that Pieter was talking about? Well, the logical step from here is to take this data and move it over into Order Cloud. So let's do that. When you first create an account with Order Cloud, you get access to their portal, and that is what you're seeing here. This basically allows you to configure your Order Cloud instance and also send over raw requests. The first thing I'm going to do is make sure I'm in the correct sandbox. I configured a few for this, but we have one specifically for this SUGCON event. And that's basically one collection of data in Order Cloud for me. I'm also going to be utilizing the API console, which is where you can send these raw requests to the Order Cloud API. And the next pane over lists all of these out. You can see requests for suppliers, orders, but today we're mostly going to be working with catalog data and product data. I'm going to load this up and we're going to initially send off our basically get request for all of the catalogs defined in the system. And you can see you get a JSON object back on the right. And the bottom object there is our Lighthouse Fitness catalog that we just saw in PCM. I'm going to copy the ID, and now we're going to go over to the categories request. And this middle pane allows you to define parameters that you send in the request. You'll notice there's some of asterisks on them, signifying that they're required. It's like the catalog ID. So if I just try and send this request without populating it, it's going to give me a validation error saying I have to populate that. So I'm going to paste that ID that I copied into there, send the request again, and now we get our categories listed. You can see we get some meta information at the top saying we have 4 returned. We can see we have a basketball category. If I just start to collapse these down, we have a golf category. There should be cycling in here somewhere, running, and a cycling. Here's our cycling category. This is the data that we saw before in PCM. So now let's go one step further and look at the products. I'm going to paste my catalog ID. Now I'm going to copy the cycling ID for the category we're working with, paste that into the category ID field. And again, we're going to send this GET request through to Order Cloud's API. You'll see we get 10 results come back. And if you look through these objects, it's the same data we saw before. It's the name data, it's the description. You can see the expanded property field, which is a feature in Order Cloud to customize your object types, so XP. And in there, you can see things like the custom order numbers and various other labels and things. And then further down, we have that asset information. Remember before we'd assigned images from our digital asset management platform to the products? Here we can see them returned as part of the JSON. Those URLs you're seeing are linking through to the Content Hub instance I was working with. So they're direct links to pull those assets out of the DAM. Okay, so that's pretty cool. We've got data in PCM and we've sent it over to Order Cloud. But now what can we do with it? What can we do with it now it's in Order Cloud? Well, now we need to build something with it. We need to build a web experience. And to do that, I'm going to be using JSS. This is the Lighthouse Fitness application. As I said, it's a JSS application. It's built to pull content from XM, and it's built to also pull commerce data from Order Cloud. So I'm going to go over and I'm going to load up the shop section. And you can see straight away we have our categories again. Once more, I'm going to go and load up my cycling category. This data coming from PCM to Order Cloud to JSS. And here we can see the products all defined in there. And it's the same 10 products that we saw in that JSON object in Order Cloud before. So if I go and click on one of these products, we'll take a look at it. And again, it's your standard ecom product listing page. It's your title, it's your description. And we talked before about these digital asset managements, these images that are assigned to the products. Here you can see them being rendered out as part of the application. So I like this demo. It's pretty cool. Like we've shown the data, as I say, going from PCM through to Order Cloud, now being displayed in JSS. But what happens if you need to edit the data? If I'm a merchandiser or a marketer, what's the actual process like for me, like to get that data to flow through all these different systems? Well, let's take a look at it. I'm going to start, first of all, by hopping back to PCM again, because that's the source of truth for my product data. That's where I need to do all my editing. And we're going to start by going into the product listing once more. We go into the cycling category. We're going to flip over to the products tab. And when you look at these products, you'll see that there's some under review. There's some that aren't classed as approved. So they haven't gone all the way through workflow yet. So I think we're going to use this Serenity Silver Stream helmet product. I'm going to load that up. And we can see we're lucky enough to have someone already populate all this for me. We can see all the text data's in there, our pricing data. Everything looks pretty good. We can go and check the asset data, make sure the correct imagery is assigned to it. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. If you look in the right-hand pane, you can see on the workflow section, it's still under validation, but I'm going to approve the product. I'm going to make that live. When that happens, you'll see we get a notification in the bottom right. The workflow is updated. And you'll see we get a new button in the header, which says Publish to Order Cloud. And that's how we're going to send this data over to be rendered in Order Cloud. So I'm going to click on that. And that is basically going to take all this PCM data, which is now approved. We get a notification in the bottom to say that it's gone over to Order Cloud. So if we hop back over there now, we should hopefully be able to see it. I'm just going to send the same request that I sent before. We were already in the cycling category here. We had 10 results before, so fingers crossed when I hit send here, it should change from 10 to 11. And there we go. You can see we've got an extra product returned in this JSON object. So I'm going to scroll down and I'll collapse these different objects. So we're going to try and find that helmet we were working with. I think it's probably going to be the last one in the list. Oh, one too many. And there we go. We can see the Serenity Silver Stream helmet. There it is. Okay, so we've got the data from PCM into Order Cloud. The next thing to test is obviously JSS. So let's hop back over to that app and we'll see if the product's in there. I'm just going to return back to the home page and then we'll jump into the shops page again, go into our cycling category. And now remember, it's the last object in the JSON list, so it'll be the last object here as well. And we should see, here we go, our Serenity Silver Stream helmet. We can load up the product. And here again, we can see our basic ecom features. We have our title, description, our pricing information, and our all-important imagery coming out of the DAM. So that's awesome. We can publish our data out from PCM, Order Cloud's PCM, Content Hub's PCM into Order Cloud, and then from there, build an application, pulling content from XM and commerce data from Order Cloud. So that's kind of, the data rendering, data display type scenarios pretty much nailed. But what about when you want to work with experience features? What about if we want to start to track users' data and interactions with these sites to try and see how our users are interacting with the different channels we have? Well, as Pieter said in his examples before, this is where Boxever comes in. And we also have Boxever integrated in this side as well. So let's take a look at how that works. First of all, I'm going to hop over to Boxever itself. And this user I'm logging in with only has the CDP functionality enabled. So we're not going to be working with web experiences or data decisions today. We're just purely going to be getting data into Boxever that we can then use further down the track. So I'm going to click on this guest section, and that's where we're going to see all the customer data for this site. You'll see this drop down here, which allows you to flip between customers, which are registered visitors, and visitors, which are anonymous. So you can see here I have one from 45 minutes ago, which is what I've been using on the JSS site. We can load up that user, and we can see different analytic data about it. So what device I've been using, when I was active on the site, You can flip over to the timeline and see each individual session, so each time I visited the site and what I accessed with it. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to convert this anonymous user into a registered customer. So to do that, I'm going to go back to my JSS app. We will hop back to the homepage again. And on this site, there's a register page. And that's how we do this. I'm going to start to enter some data, and I already have an account in there, so we'll use a different name. We'll go with Dave Jones. I'll enter an email address and make sure I type it properly. And I'll populate some other fields. There we go. We click continue. And then it's going to ask me to choose some sporting information. What sports am I interested in? Say I'm interested in basketball, but definitely a bit of a beginner. But bowling's my thing. I'm an expert bowler. So we'll click continue on that. And all this is going to be assigned to my profile. And we get confirmation. I want to create a little bit more data before we go back to Boxever, though. You can see we got some text above saying that I'm registered. It knows who I am. But I want to learn about golf. I want to pick up a new sport. So I'm going to go and attend this Chilliwack golf tournament. I click on register, and that's going to basically register my user as an attendee for that tournament. And you can see the content here changes a little bit. We get directions to the tournament instead of the register link. Okay, I think that's probably enough data. I think we've got enough in here to be able to see some stuff in Boxever. So let's hop back over there. I'm going to go back to this guest tab. And we can see Dave Jones is there. But before we go and click on him, I just want to double check that my anonymous visitor's gone. And if we look, that user from about 45 minutes ago is no longer there. And that's because I'm now a registered user. I'm now a customer on this site. So let's hop back and go and take a look at Dave Jones and see what he's been up to. Logging in, you can see we get a bit more of a richer analytics page, the overview with a little bit more data now. Again, accessing on my mobile, on my desktop device. And we can go and see our timeline data. If we take a look in the actual session itself, here we can see all the activities that I performed as Dave in this session. We can see the Chilliwack golf tournament that I went and registered for. We can see the actual registration event where I changed from anonymous to a registered visitor. And we can see all the other pages that I've accessed. You can see things like the homepage, the shop page, and the register page itself. So now we have that data in the CDP. It enables all the other features of Boxever. So it enables things like next best choice, personalized web experiences, and all the data decisioning that really is Boxever's bread and butter. The biggest thing that I'm most impressed with this is these products only came on board very recently, probably within the last couple of months. So to have these already wired together in an end-to-end demo, I find it really impressive. I do, yeah. So I just want to look back at one of the slides that Pieter showed earlier. And basically, this is what we just saw in action, pretty much. The data was entered in PCM, which you can see on the left here. It was then published over to Order Cloud in the middle. And from there, we built this JSS application. That was used to then feed interaction data into Boxever, where those interactions were recorded against the different visitors in the CDP. And I keep saying this, but the fact we have all this working together already really impresses me. It goes to show the power and also the simplicity you get when following this Composable Dxp model. So I just have a couple more slides to finish up with, and then we'll get on to your questions. Really, what myself and Pieter have been talking about here is the optionality that Sitecore is looking to offer moving forwards. There will be customers who want to jump on this Composable Dxp SaaS train as fast as possible. They want to be able to use the latest and greatest headless technologies, and we're really looking forward to working with those customers to help them achieve their goals. But as Pieter said, we don't want any existing customers or new customers who don't want to or maybe can't adopt this DXP model yet, the Composable Dxp model yet. We don't want them to feel like they're going to be left behind. There's still a highly capable suite of Sitecore products here to help those customers achieve their goals as well. And both the Platform DXP and the Composable DXP have active roadmaps. They're both going to be developed products. Really, what this all comes down to is Sitecore being available wherever our customers need us to be. So I just want to finish up here by basically looking ahead for the Composable DXP. I want to talk about basically where we are today and where Sitecore's heading. Because as we've been saying throughout this is a journey. It really is a journey, and we're on this together. as you've seen, you can take these standalone products and construct a headless DXP today. That's what we just showed you. It'll be a best-of-breed solution assembled via direct API integration. But obviously, we don't want to stop here. Our next aim is to work on the integration between these products. We 100% want these to remain as standalone, individually sellable products. But for customers who do choose multiple products that Sitecore has to offer, we want to ensure that integration comes as standard. And finally, what's the end goal here? What are we targeting? Well, we're aiming high. We want to be the leading cloud DXP. Again, we want all of our products to be individually sellable, but we want them all to come with a unified user interface and API across the product suite. So when our customers are assembling these composable DXPs themselves, it will become a natural first choice for them to select multiple Sitecore products when doing so. Thanks for listening to me and Pieter today. We're here to answer any questions you might have.
Thanks, Rob. Thanks, Pieter. That's really powerful stuff. I'm not seeing any questions here. Anybody online got anything?
Thanks, guys. Yeah, we've been scanning the chat. There haven't been any questions just yet.
Good with that.
Except for one, of course, on pricing.
I'll let Pieter handle that.
What a surprise. What a surprise.
Yeah. Mike Reynolds is not on here? No? Okay. Thanks.
It's a very quiet room for some amazing new upcoming content. Everyone should be looking forward to getting into it and seeing what's coming up next.
Yeah, I certainly didn't expect to get off this easy.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is
Just exploded.
It is a lot of new information, right, to consume.
True.
Cool. Well, guys, apart from that question on pricing, which I don't think we're going to get an answer to.
Yeah, and again, if you have questions later on, feel free to reach out to us on social media or any other way. More than happy to connect.
Oh,
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for
Rob.
coming online and delivering it in person. Much appreciated.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, it was a great demo. I too was really impressed how quickly it all stitched together. Having done a bit of React and Next.js and stuff like that recently, I was fantastic.
I think I'm going to have to go back and actually watch it from the start again because there's a lot of the stuff going on. It's hard to take it in.
Yeah. There's a couple of bits I missed, and when I assume I'll know how that works. But I'm going to have to rewind, have another watch. That was great.
Sure.
Perfect.
All right. Looks like you guys are off the hook.
All right. Thanks.
Great. Thanks very much, guys.
Thank you again. Appreciate it.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks, man.
Now is the time for solidarity in the face of this threat to all of humanity. I implore leaders to stand together and heed this appeal.